Welcome everybody to the College Basketball Preview Show on the Grueling Truth Sports Network. I'm your host, Mike Goodpaster. Today we're going to look at the battle between the Duke Blue Devils and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets playing in the ACC Conference. This is going to be a game that is probably going to have a large point spread. We don't know how big right now. Point spread's not out yet. You can check out our top sportsbook, BetMGM, in a couple hours probably. You can click on the link in the description down below. In this video, there are top selected sportsbook. But let's go ahead. Let's look at this Duke Georgia Tech matchup. Last year, the two teams split their games, and right now, the Duke Blue Devils are ranked fifth. They're 9-2. The Yellow Jackets are only 5-6. These teams met twice last season. As I said, they split the matchup. Duke is coming off an easy 68-47 victory over George Mason as a 19.5-point favorite. They covered the spread. Georgia Tech won 91-82 over the University of Maryland at Baltimore County, but did not cover as 16.5-point favorites. So Duke, the Duke Blue Devils only have ACC opponents remaining on their schedule. They survived their difficult non-conference schedule with just 2 losses, but these came against ranked teams. They fell to number 19 at the time, Kentucky, number 1 at the time, Kansas, but they also have wins over ranked teams. They beat Arizona, they beat Auburn, and they just played their final non-conference game, holding George Mason to just 47 points in a win. Duke was led by star freshman Cooper Flagg with 24 points and 9 rebounds in that win. Flagg is still projected as the number 1 pick on most NBA mock drafts. The 6'9" forward has great ball skills and athleticism. He leads the team in points at almost 17, rebounds with 9, assists with 4. He scored 20 or more in 3 of his last 4 games. He only scored 6 against the Incarnate Ward, but the Blue Devils didn't need their freshman to win that game. Con Newpel is another freshman who will eventually play in the NBA. His wingspan is 6'7". He averages 12 points a game. He can score from the outside as well as mix it up inside against similar guards. Their top shooter this season has been Tyrese Proctor. The 6'6" Proctor has made 29 threes while shooting 42.6% from deep, and is their final scorer in double figures, getting 11.4 points a game. Duke is currently ranked third out of 64 Division I teams, according to KenPom. They are 12th in offensive efficiency, second in defensive efficiency, and the Blue Devils have been playing slow. They rank 248 in the nation in pace of play. Now, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets opened up conference play with a triple Chapel Hill to take on the number 20 Tar Heels. They hung close in that game, only losing by 3 points, and are rewarded by hosting Duke, number 5, in their next conference game. The road will eventually get easier for Georgia Tech, but they already have 5 losses on the year, including games against unranked opponents like Georgia, Northwestern. They just played UMBC, and this is just the schedule there, not great. And to be, a 500 basketball team right now is something Georgia Tech was not expecting. Their top scorer is Lance Terry. He's a 6'3" senior guard, averaging almost 16 points a game. He leads the team with 27 made threes on 39.7% shooting from deep. Terry has scored 15 or more points in each of his last 3 games, including a 22-point performance against North Carolina. Now, Bay Ndongo is their top front court player. He's a 6'9", 240-pound sophomore, averaging 13 points a game. He's an athlete who can finish well above the rim. He leads the team with 7.7 rebounds per game. Georgia Tech overall is ranked 111th by KenPom. They're 142nd on offense, 104th in defense. They play much faster than the Blue Devils, who they rank at number 58, which is almost 50 spots ahead of the Blue Devils. Now, what do we look for? Who's going to win this game? It's at Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's going to be tough. They did split with Duke last year. This is entirely different teams. This Duke team is only going to get better, guys, as this is a team that can win a national championship as they grow and build chemistry. They are led by their freshmen with Flagg and Newpel as their top guards. Either one could explode for a big scoring game, but it's been Duke's depth and consistency for the other players that has made them so tough. Tyrese Proctor has turned into an outside shooter. The 6'6" junior now impacts the game in multiple ways and takes pressure off the freshmen to always need to score. Isaiah Evans is another star freshman who just exploded on the scene by making 6 threes and a half against Auburn in that huge win. And Tech is going to have trouble matching up inside, and Dongo cannot keep up a flag on the perimeter, and there is no one else with enough size to keep up with the freshman. On the other hand, Duke's defense ranks second in the nation in efficiency, while Georgia Tech only ranks 142nd. So I think when you look at this game here, it's a lot easier to slow the game down than it is to speed it up, especially when you got the better players. I think this game will be played at Duke's pace. I think Duke slowly pulls away, and Duke wins this game by at least 12 to 15 points on Georgia Tech's court. Now, when the point spread comes out, you can go to BetMGM, which you can click on the link in the description down below in YouTube. Make sure you follow us on X at Grueling Truth. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification on YouTube. Check out thegruelingtruth.com. But for now, I'm Mike Goodpaster. You've been watching and listening to The Grueling Truth, where the legends speak.